Did you know that over a century ago, before computers and fancy software, African Americans were using hand-drawn charts to fight racism? This is the story of how W.E.B. Du Bois and Ida B. Wells weaponized data to challenge stereotypes and demand justice. Our journey begins in Paris, 1900. The city is hosting the Exposition Universelle, a world's fair showcasing the achievements of nations. Hidden within the Palace of Social Economy, an exhibit unlike any other is taking place. It's the exhibit of American Negroes, curated by W.E.B. Du Bois, a brilliant sociologist from Atlanta University. Du Bois, born just 3 years after the end of the Civil War, dedicated his life to understanding and combating racial inequality. He understood that statistics, when presented visually, could shatter deeply ingrained prejudices. With the help of his students at Atlanta University, an all-black team painstakingly crafted nearly 60 hand-drawn infographics. These weren't just numbers on a page, they were vibrant, colorful portraits of black life in America post-slavery. Imagine pie charts bursting with reds, blues, and golds, meticulously drawn by hand on graph paper. One chart shows the percentage of black Georgians born in the United States, a stark 86.6%. Another reveals the average income of a black family, a meager 84 cents a day, compared to the national average. Land ownership among black farmers, a paltry 10.7%. These charts weren't created in a vacuum. Du Bois and his team relied on a network of black field researchers, many of them Atlanta University alumni, who fanned out across the South to gather data from communities. They used U.S. Census data, conducted their own surveys, and tapped into a network of nearly 100 black sociologists. The exhibit extended beyond charts. 500 carefully selected photographs depicted black Americans as professionals, educators, and landowners, challenging the demeaning caricatures that dominated popular culture. These images showed Atlanta University faculty, families in their homes, and children attending school. Du Bois called his charts data portraits. He aimed to reveal life within what he called the veil, the pervasive reality of racial oppression. His work was prophetic, foreshadowing the power of data visualization to drive social change. But Du Bois wasn't the only one using data to fight injustice. At the same time, Ida B. Wells Barnett, a fearless journalist and activist, was exposing the horrors of lynching in America. Born into slavery, Wells dedicated her life to documenting and fighting racial violence. Her groundbreaking work, A Red Record, published in 1895, presented a chilling account of over 10,000 lynchings of African Americans between 1864 and 1894. But Wells didn't just provide numbers, she mapped the violence. Her maps, among the first uses of choropleth maps in the U.S. for racial violence, showed the geographic concentration of lynchings, with Mississippi, Georgia, Texas, Louisiana, and Alabama as the epicenters. One map visually represented the staggering 728 lynchings that occurred between 1882 and 1892, a shameful statistic that included 160 black women, often falsely accused of crimes. Wells' maps were a powerful indictment of racial terrorism, revealing the systematic nature of the violence and challenging the justifications offered by its perpetrators. Du Bois and Wells were pioneers, challenging the dominant narratives of their time. The Paris Exposition exhibit was seen by over 50,000 people daily, humanizing black Americans on a global stage and fueling the burgeoning Pan-African movement. Du Bois, who would later become a co-founder of the NAACP, considered this exhibit a crucial step in advancing the cause of racial equality. Wells' A Red Record galvanized the anti-lynching movement, contributing to the passage of the dire anti-lynching bill in the House of Representatives, though it was ultimately blocked by a Senate filibuster. Their work laid the foundation for future generations of activists and scholars. Early NAACP cartographers in the 1910s and 1920s built upon Wells' mapping of racial violence with maps of housing discrimination. The legacy of Du Bois and Wells continues to resonate today. Their pioneering work has been digitized by the Library of Congress, reaching millions online and inspiring contemporary data visualization projects. Du Bois' Pan-Africanist vision, informed by his data portraits, influenced African independence leaders like Kwame Nkrumah of Ghana. Today, modern African data visualization projects, such as South Africa's census visualizations on inequality and Nigeria's Bois Ida project for corruption transparency, echo the spirit of Du Bois and Wells. The impact of their work isn't only about celebrating progress. It also prompts deeper inquiry into the complexities of data and representation. Some critics have questioned whether Du Bois' optimistic charts selectively emphasize progress, potentially understating the full extent of poverty and oppression to counter racist narratives. He himself admitted to curating the data to highlight advancements amidst immense challenges. The Paris Exposition exhibit, despite its groundbreaking nature, was marginalized by white gatekeepers, relegated to a small space with limited traffic. U.S. officials downplayed the exhibit's significance to avoid contradicting the separate but equal doctrine enshrined in Plessy v. Ferguson. Wells, a red record, faced bans in southern libraries, and her maps were largely ignored in mainstream cartography histories. Even Du Bois' Atlanta University Sociology Lab, which trained over 100 black sociologists, saw their contributions erased after his departure in 1910. The story of Du Bois and Wells is a testament to the power of data visualization to challenge injustice. It reminds us that data can be a powerful tool for social change, but it is crucial to acknowledge the complexities, biases, and challenges inherent in its collection, interpretation, and presentation. By understanding their work, we can gain a deeper appreciation for the ongoing struggle for racial justice and the enduring power of visual storytelling.